I Break the Law All the Time by Tom Seast. Naughty boy. I could blame my childhood. I could blame my parents. I could blame my God. I could blame my peers. But I can't honestly blame any of them. I'm simply a naughty boy. Every day, I break the law. I ignore the rules. I disregard mandates. People pleaser. I don't want to be a naughty boy. I never have. I've always tried to be a good old boy. I tried to make my parents happy. I try to keep my wife happy. I try to keep my peers happy. I tried to make my teachers happy. I really tried. Ignorance is no excuse. I remember being taught that ignorance of the law is no excuse. With Mom and Dad, this was pretty easy. I knew their rules. With God, it was pretty basic. He had 10 commandments and a lifetime coaching plan with my own personal dedicated coach. My teachers generally let us know the rules. And the wife, her rules are pretty easy. I just need a better remembery or use my forgetterer less. Ignorance. But ignorance of the law is my excuse. There simply isn't time in a 24-hour day for me to possibly read every single rule, mandate, or law placed upon me by those who claim to have authority over me. It's okay, though, because they rarely take the time or have the time to read the laws, rules, or mandates before they endorse them and make me abide by them. So I do claim ignorance as one excuse. Authority. We also live in an era where everyone claims to have authority over us. Whether elected or not, chosen or not, appointed or not, it is impossible for me to sort out all of those who would claim to have authority over me and my actions. Memory fades. Assuming I could sort all of that out and figure out who actually does have authority over me, I simply don't have the memory to be able to memorize all the rules, laws, and mandates in a society where writing 5,500 pages of them to give me a check for $600 seems normal. Obvious. It seems obvious to me that I should obey the rules of the property owner if I'm a guest on their property. This includes business people, but most of the time these rules aren't posted. Fortunately, I can comply with simple rules like no shirt, no shoes, no service, or wear a mask if they are posted for me to observe. Even then, I have to find out if the owner supports or enforces the rule or is being coerced to have the rule. All of the above. It's all of the above. I've given up. The attorneys have won. I can't keep up, so I don't try. So I just don't go out that much anymore, because I'm a lawbreaker, a rule breaker, a mandate ignorer. I'll be labeled anti-law, anti-rule, anti-mandate, or anti-social by everyone except for probably my auntie or aunties. Snitches. I thought grade school was bad. When I was a kid, if I broke one of the written or unwritten rules, you could always count on some nearby child to go tell on you and get you in trouble. This was often less common in the later school years, as peers were either feeling guilty about doing something or wanted to break the same rule. Old snitches. But now, we live in a society where 40-year-old children yell at 80-year-old people for not following or breaking a rule. And they are praised by a society that values the snitch, that sees them as an important, functioning member of society. Doing time. So I'm just doing my time down here. I'm not perfect. I can't even say I'm doing my best, as I fail on some days. And there will be days where I'll be doing time for some crime, known or unknown. State of mind. In my mind, I'm still free. I've given up. I just ignore it until they get in my face. I do things that I know are fine, and I don't worry about the rest. And I believe that I am right with God that I believe in. In general, I have a pretty good outlook on life. What about you? Have you given up? Do you still try? Have you become the valued snitch? Do you try to get along? Do you blame the other team? Judge not. I'm not your judge and jury. I don't have the authority. I'm not a snitch. I have my own problems and challenges. When and if I meet a judge, I will be found lacking, wanting, and will likely rely on the compassion of the judge. Are you prepared to meet the judge? Me. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my days on this side of the soil reminiscing about times both good and bad. I'm ready to meet my Maker, my Judge. My hope is based on receiving compassion and forgiveness. And when I ascend to my home beyond the sky and they plant my remains below the earth, I will have done my best. Feel free to follow my ramblings at the links listed below.